This broadcast is brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by the following.
Flicker's Tax Service. With tax season just around the corner, visit Flicker's Tax Service in Taylorsville, Mississippi, providing expert knowledge on all returns from 1040EZs to corporations as well as payroll. Flicker's Tax Service. Call 601-785-6900. Southeastern Baptist College, empowering students to reach their spiritual, academic, and athletic potential. Discover the difference at your hometown college. Southeastern Baptist College, equipping the saints.
Having AC issues? Does your vehicle no longer drive like new? Head on over to Keys Automotive in Laurel. Keys Automotive specializes in repairing foreign and domestic vehicles. Keys Automotive, located at 623 Arco Lane in Laurel, or call Charles Keys at 601-649-0517. And hello, Tiger fans. Thank you for logging on to this second episode of NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and powered by Keys Automotive Services, Flicker's Tax Service, and in Taylorsville and Southeastern Baptist College in Laurel. I'm the voice of the Northeast Jones Tigers, Kensley Keys, broadcasting live from Walker's Dairy Bar. It's been a while since our last broadcast, but after enjoying turkey, dressing, ham, yams, green beans, and you name it during the Thanksgiving holiday, there isn't a drawback on great eating, as myself and Coach Robinson are back to enjoying this fine food, fresh food, here at Walker's Dairy Bar. And joining me here is Coach Robinson on the show, and the Scenic Productions LLC Week 3 Player of the Game, guard Davian Jefferson. So how's it going today, Coach?
Fine, I'm stuffed and full.
I hear that, Coach. Davian, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing pretty well. Well, Coach, before we get into it, so tell me about your Thanksgiving holiday. How was it? What all did you do?
I spent a lot of time with family. My grandmother in Philadelphia, she's been in and out of the hospital, so we all stayed, the whole family, there at her house. Really lifted her spirits. So it was a good break. Got to see a lot of family.
That's good, and that's exactly what it's all about. Well, Coach, let's talk about the season and the state of the Northeast Jones Tigers basketball program since we last talked. On the 21st of last month, the Tigers dropped a decision to Wayne County, and a couple of days ago, the Tigers dropped another decision to North Forest. So can you give a little info on what you took from these losses?
Well, first, Wayne County was a formidable foe. We had a late lead, 41-40. It slipped away, and they kind of took control there late in the fourth quarter. Thought we played really well that game. The second game at North Forest, they've kind of been up and down this season. The ups, they beat Oak Grove. They were coming off a 20-point loss to Quitman, so they really had some leadership that stepped up, and they played really pissed off against us, and we didn't match that intensity. I think they played twice over the break. We didn't play over the break, so that's going to be something that I need to consider next year when it comes time to make the schedule. But we just didn't match their intensity, and they took control of the game.
I definitely understand that. And it happens sometimes, but the good thing about it, Coach, you're honest about it. You acknowledge that, and once you do that, that's when you can get to fixing the problem. Sometimes coaches get to the point where they try to make excuses and deny things, and the problem can't get fixed that way. So you own up to it, and you get on the path to fixing it. Well, the Tigers are now 1-5 on the season, but the season is still young. So what do you feel it will take to get more into the win column?
Well, it takes the chemistry. I'm still learning from the kids, learning personalities, learning this and that. They're as they are from me. Anytime you get change, you just got to adjust and move on. But we're going to try to step it up real big this December, and then step into district play in January, and that's when the toe meets the rubber.
Exactly. Well, coming up for the Tigers is another away game as they travel to Heidelberg on Tuesday. Now, this was a close game the last time you played, beating them at home at the buzzer, 56-55. Did you expect the same type of close game, or did you think it will be a different type of ball game, considering it's later in the season, and then the Tigers have had more time to settle in and gel and get rid of all the early season jitters?
Absolutely. Like the first game, it was back and forth. We're up, they're up. We took it back from them late and forced overtime. I believe they're 8-2 on this season. We handed them, of course, one of their 2 losses. They're coming off a big win over their rival Bay Springs, so in their tournament. So they're going to be ready for us again, just like North Forest was coming off that loss. They're going to have revenge on their mind. But last game we did a really good job on their ball screens and containing their big guy. This time we just got to find a couple shooters a little better, and we got to handle their trap. I think they'll be ready for us this time. Not that they weren't last time, but they're really going to be gunning for us.
I definitely understand that. I believe, this game, the way the last game ended up, they'll be a little bit more on their toes. Sometimes when you finish a game the way they did the first time around, a buzzer beater, that really gets the team on their toes. This is a very opportunistic team. You have to play them to the last second because, you never really know what could happen. Hey, wouldn't it be lovely if y'all had another buzzer beater? But hopefully, the game isn't, you guys pull away, so it didn't have to get to that point. But, I love a good buzzer beater. But, now, after the Heidelberg game, the Tigers get on a 3-game home stretch. Did you see this as a time for the team's confidence to be high and that confidence to show on the court and also show on the record after that stretch?
Absolutely. Playing at home in front of your home crowd, your family, your friends, kind of gets that juice going. But basketball is basketball. The lines are the same. You got to play no matter where you're at. And I just think we got to continue to build the chemistry after we got our new guys. Some of those new guys had never even played for me this summer, so we got to get that chemistry going. Any team sport, chemistry is the number one thing.
And kind of off the record question, since you just mentioned the new guys. You got some of your football players back. Kind of later on after the season started. Talk about how those guys are, getting back, into the rhythm of basketball instead of football. Are they really getting into the groove as fast as you thought they would?
Some of them more than others, but everything's got to start with your hustle and your effort. Then the shot will go. But kids, if they miss a couple shots, then it kind of turns into their confidence, which hurts them on the defensive end, which, continues that up and down spiral as opposed to just being consistent and letting your shot come. Sometimes it takes 3-4 weeks for certain kids. Just like I was telling one last night, I'd go from basketball to baseball and I'd start the season off in a slump. Hitting the baseball is hard enough as it is, and then when you don't have that timing going, you just got to be a little patient. You got to be patient, wait for the right moment, and once you do get it, you got to keep it.
Definitely understand that, Coach. Well, it was great hearing from you, Coach, and I'm glad you had a great Thanksgiving, a great time to spend time with family. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, we're going to talk with the Scenic Productions LLC Week 3 Player of the Games guard Davian Jefferson. Be right back. This broadcast is brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and fueled by the following.
Flicker's Tax Service. With tax season just around the corner, visit Flicker's Tax Service in Taylorsville, Mississippi, providing expert knowledge on all returns from 1040EZs to corporations as well as payroll. Flicker's Tax Service. Call 601-785-6900. Southeastern Baptist College, empowering students to reach their spiritual, academic, and athletic potential. Discover the difference at your hometown college. Southeastern Baptist College, equipping the saints.
Having AC issues? Does your vehicle no longer drive like new? Head on over to Keys Automotive in Laurel. Keys Automotive specializes in repairing foreign and domestic vehicles. Keys Automotive, located at 623 Arco Lane in Laurel, or call Charles Keys at 601-649-0517. And welcome back to NEJ Tiger Talk, brought to you by Scenic Productions LLC and powered by Keys Automotive Services, Southeastern Baptist College in Laurel, as well as Flicker's Tax Service in Taylorsville. Well, before the break, you heard from Tigers head basketball coach Kyle Robinson, who gave his insight on the season and expectations moving forward. So we now turn our attention to the Scenic Productions LLC Week 3 Player of the Game guard Davian Jefferson. Davian, so for starters, just give our listeners a little background about you. Tell where you're from, how long you've been playing basketball, your favorite college and pro basketball team, and anything else you'd like our listeners to know about you.
I forgot what he said.
Favorite players.
Yeah, who's your favorite basketball player?
My favorite basketball player is Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, okay.
And
What do you like about Steph?
his shooting and how he can get the game going real quick. Now he has his off and on, and then how he doesn't give up so easy on it.
Exactly, you're exactly right about that. Steph Curry does not have the give up gene at all. Well, do you have a favorite college basketball team?
Duke.
Duke, okay.
I like how Coach K has his team settled down, and how they're starting the season off, how they go out strong every game.
Okay. And so where are you from?
I'm from Sandersville, Mississippi.
Okay.
I live on the Indian reservation down in there
Okay, that's good stuff. So how long have you been playing basketball?
since I was 8. I've been playing basketball all my life.
Okay. That's some good stuff, man. You got a lot of basketball in you. So talk about your Thanksgiving holiday. What did you guys do?
My Thanksgiving holiday was really good. I got to see some family that I hadn't seen in quite a while because they don't live near us. They live down in Philadelphia. So I got to spend time with them, spend time with loved ones, friends, family. I got to see all my family members.
Okay. Well, that's good stuff, man. Always good to catch up with family, especially around the holidays. Well, Davian, congrats on earning the Player of the Week of recognition. Can you talk about how you feel about your performance during the past 2 games against Wayne County and North Forest?
I think I did really good. I mean, I had a couple of turnovers, but that's part of the game. I just didn't let it get to me, and I had to try to bounce back and defend for the team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's a great statement. You know, a lot of times, players they have a tough game but don't have the type of good game that they usually have. They get kind of down on themselves. But that's just you have to have a short memory. I mean, just like in any sport, you make a mistake, you got to have a short memory. It's happened. You can't change the past. Get past it and keep moving forward. So that's a great mindset to have, Davian. Well, Coach. As usual, you give your scouting report. So go ahead and give your scouting report on Davian. What type of player is he, and talk about what he brings to the team and what you enjoy about coaching him.
Well, if I had to sum Davian up in one word, it would be dependable. And to elaborate on that, just I can trust him on offense. Defensively, he usually guards the other team's best player. Lately, I think he led us in scoring both of those last 2 games. He's left-handed, which is I always struggle guarding lefties. I always struggle because I don't know, you're just kind of uncommon a little bit. But he got an outside stroke. He can create for others. Defensively, it's just he ball hawks their best player, wears them down. He doesn't get worn down. But like you said, when the shot's not falling, he knows he's dependent on the defensive end. So he's a strong example type leader that we just need to carry over through the rest of the team.
That's good stuff. I mean, that's one thing that trust is in being able to depend on a player. That's one characteristic that I probably just about guarantee that some coaches you really don't have. I mean, they have all the talent in the world, but I mean, they're not really dependable. But the fact that Davian is a player that you can depend on, that really says a lot. And when you talk about his toughness, I mean, even when I've seen him on the court, I mean, he really is a tough guy. I mean, when he guards players, I mean, he is really guarding people. And I mean, Davian, that's a really good trait to have. So I mean, continue to just work on that, even though you're already good at it. Just work on that, keep getting better. And I mean, you have a bright future ahead of you. But that guy, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of NEJ Tiger Talk. Thank you to Coach Robinson and the Scenic Productions LLC Week 3 Player of the Week, Davian Jefferson, for joining me on the show. Be sure to support the Tigers as they travel to Heidelberg on Tuesday for their rematch against the Oilers. And also don't forget about the state championship football games taking place this Saturday at the Rock on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. Shout out to the Taylorsville Tartars as they settle some unfinished business. And finally, I'd like to thank Walker's Dairy Bar for welcoming our broadcast and Thank you to our sponsors, Keys Automotive Services, Southeastern Baptist College, and Flicker's Tax Service. And a special thank you to you, our listeners. Again, I'm the voice of the Northeast Jones Tigers, Kensley Keys, signing off, and God bless. This broadcast is brought to you by Scenic Productions, LLC, and fueled by the following.
Flicker's Tax Service. With tax season just around the corner, visit Flicker's Tax Service in Taylorsville, Mississippi, providing expert knowledge on all returns from 1040EZs to corporations as well as payroll. Flicker's Tax Service. Call 601-785-6900. Southeastern Baptist College, empowering students to reach their spiritual, academic, and athletic potential. Discover the difference at your hometown college. Southeastern Baptist College, equipping the saints.
Having AC issues? Does your vehicle no longer drive like new? Head on over to Keys Automotive in Laurel. Keys Automotive specializes in repairing foreign and domestic vehicles. Keys Automotive, located at 623 Arco Lane in Laurel, or call Charles Keys at 601-649-0517.